Sorry for the bad audio. Turn on closed captioning if it helps you.
Hi folks, Frank Connors again, from our Silas and Bump Studios up on the shore. And you know, since we've talked last, we did our first contest. We already have well over 100 subscribers. When we did as advertised, when we reached 100, we gave people an opportunity to sign up, and a lot of people did. And we gave awards to Sue Priest and to Stephanie Dustin, both a couple of real good friends of mine. But you know, I'm sorry, just worked out that way. And you know what? They both wanted books. Neither one of them wanted Jane's Pie. Can you imagine? That just shows that, you know, some people aren't quite right. So today, it is springtime. This is March, and I'm going to read today from Speaking Frankly. It's called The Season's First Canadas. I hope you know what I'm talking about when I say Canadas. The Canadian geese. Here we go. I heard them first, the distinctive throaty honking, penetrating the foggy mist of our first pre-spring days. I stopped short on my step, excited, and turned to look up and face the call head on. The first Canadas of spring are always very special. Those proud black heads, banded with a pure white necklace, their massive but graceful bodies tinted in black and gray and brown, and all undercoated with a white as bold as any new December snow. I'm sure you've all seen the Canadian goose. That honk fills a promise. That first appearance is nothing short of uplifting. For me, it stirs a great feeling. This day there are only two flying close together. One is right on the tail of the other, strong wings working in perfect coordination. There was a casualness in their honk, perhaps a friendly conversation back and forth. I offered myself a guess. Perhaps this is Mr. Goose and his lady chatting together about their day. They flew just over our treetops, not 50 yards above and away, but they paid me no mind. If they saw me, there was no start of shock in their motion, no change in their direction. I could imagine hearing their great wings as they flew so effortlessly and so coordinated and so directed. Geese in spring consume some of my earliest memories. As a kid, I'd walk into a flock of geese, hundreds of them, as they were massed and feeding in the agricultural fields down in East Bowden. There really were more of them then than there are now. My brothers and I would just move easy on them, slowly, steadily sliding forward, picking out the guides of each flock, locking our vision on their dark, piercing eyes. We'd move constantly at them until they lifted off in a great racket, a great flutter, flying easily onto the next field or out to the shelter of Merrymeeting Bay. The game was always to walk slowly to see how close we could get them before they jumped off. There was always a spring camp out or two when we'd go with brothers or friends and spend the night on the shore of the bay cooking mac and cheese, with hot dogs, of course, on an open fire, but the real occasion was still the geese. We'd expect not to sleep. We'd know the constant din of 1,000 honks all night long would be keeping us well awake. We planned on it. We accepted it. We looked forward to it. We knew we could sleep after we got home. A goose drifting slowly through the water, only recently opened by ice, is a beautiful thing. Try to imagine this moment. It's very early in the morning. The dawn sun is still chasing shadows out of the woods. The only noise around is the honk, honk, honking of a multitude of unseen geese. You don't see them because the water where they drift is still covered with a delicate white mist. If you are lucky, you catch sight of a head, then 2, then 20, as they paddle towards the shore. You have to be very careful not to move. Geese are always very watchful, very careful. If you have been attentive, if you choose not to breathe, you're rewarded by the sight of the first bear, or 8, as they waddle from the gently lapping water. Right here, the drama turns into comedy. When geese walk, they tend to look top-heavy, flat-footed, and funny. More than once, my brothers and I have turned a flock to the air just as they walk from the water. More than once, they jump after our laughter. I hope you've seen the movies about people who have adopted fledgling flocks of geese and encouraged them to migrate or to learn to remigrate. It is a tender story about dedicated naturalists willing to risk all sorts of trouble just to put wild things back on a cycle. The truth is, I'm told, that many geese today do fail to migrate or choose not to, and therefore, over time, they lose that ability altogether. If my thousands of geese at Merrymeeting Bay have turned to hundreds, I'm told it's because most of the balance of the flock chooses to stay in the south and to lounge on the evergreen golf courses on median strips along the interstate. While I can't blame those great birds of spring, I feel poorer for not having the huge flocks to share with my kids and with their kids. But I can content myself by seeing a pair of them. Knowing what they mean, these heralds of spring, will always be good enough for me. Thanks for listening, folks.